incredible Dulce
Hello.
Hi, beautiful. Hi, gorgeous. Hello, how are you? You look so pretty.
Thank you so much. I am so glad that these pants look decent.
They look better than decent. They look fabulous.
Thank you. I'm giving you, ooh, this Mary J. Blige. I love it. Man.
I love it. So, I mean, I can't believe it. I read that you were nervous initially to go into stand-up. You wanted to be an actress, which you can be both. You can be an actress and a comedian. You do it all. But stand-up was something that you were uncertain.
Well, I'd been acting since I was a kid. And so I have a theater degree.
Yeah.
And so I had done, oh my God, like 12 musicals, 9 children's shows. Like I'd done
So
a
you're
lot.
a child star, actor, and all of these things.
Oh, yeah. Like my mother said, because I told her when I was 6 years old I wanted to be an actor.
Yeah.
And she said it made sense to her because she said, I don't remember this, but she said I was around like 4 years old.
Oh, look at
and
you, Mama.
me and Mom, that's when I was in London hosting a TV show, and I flew my mother out because she's like, I want to come to England. And I said, okay, get on a plane. So this is when we went to go to Bath.
Yes.
In, merry old England. But yes, I take Mumsy on trips. But she said that I was like 4 years old. I was in the doctor's office, like getting shots for school, and I was just running around pretending I could tap dance.
Yeah.
Like I had the sandals on, it's like click, click, click. And she said, this woman leaned over and said, you're very good. And I said, and I never had a lesson. And so when I told her, like when I was like, I want to be an actor, she was like, sustained. That makes sense.
Okay.
So she was always supportive. When I was in high school, she would make me props for shows, make me dresses, buy me wigs. She's always been, thank you, because I didn't realize a lot of other people's parents were not supportive of them getting into acting. And when I got into stand-up, yes, this is when she came to visit.
Look how cute. Your mama is gorgeous. So
Thank you.
How good does it feel, though? Now you're so successful, you can fly your mom to London.
I try to fly her first class. She's like, I don't need to fly first class. So I have to lie to her and tell her. I was like, oh, Mama, the show is covering your tickets. Oh, okay.
Aww.
So she didn't know that when she flies first class, a lot of times I'm just lying.
Yeah.
And I was to tell her, oh, Mama, the show, because like I took her to the Emmys. Like the first time I went to the Emmys, she was my date. She's always been very supportive. She's how I got into stand-up.
I love, so now they told me about the break in Atlanta. You were at the Laughing Skull Festival 2015.
Yes.
And you have a clean version of this incredible thing that happened to you.
Okay, so this is what had happened. So, just to give you a full idea of who I am as a person and as a Christian. So,
Don't say I can't.
I had on this outfit. So this is like the finals, right? So I'd won the wild card round, and we go racing over to the Atlanta Improv at the time. And so I have on leopard print tights, a leopard print bra, and then a red shirt that just gives you all of everything that God gave me. So like the shirt was like very wide open because I had a joke about, people asking me like, well, when you see me on stage, it's like, why am I seeing this big girl's bra? And I was like, because this bra was $100.
It's like I'm showing this bra.
What do you mean? If I spend $100 on something, you're gonna see it. Now the rest of my outfit is from Rainbow, so it's $17.88. So I have on this outfit, and we are out here just, serving everything up. And the comic before me was doing this. His closing joke was about the catchphrases that, plus size women or like bigger people say, for people to hook up with them. And I'm sitting there trying to go over my set, and I see 12 Atlanta comics looking at me going, get him, get him. Because also there's 300 people in the crowd, and there's a lot of, middle-aged people, people of various ages and various sizes in the room.
Right.
So I'm like, I am not gonna let this toothpick of a man. I don't care if I don't make it to the final round.
Right.
He's not making it to the final round. He's not placing. He's not placing. There's 20 Atlanta comics looking at me, and I'm sitting there going over my set, and I was like, I'm sorry, I feel attacked. What happened? And so I'm just listening to his set, waiting for something for me to tag off of. So at one point he goes, oh, they say these things, he's like a more cushion for the pushing, and I was like, got him. So the whole room turned on him.
Of course.
Dead silence.
Good.
So I got on stage, and I had on this, the girls are out, body out, and I was just like, and all I said is, I've got your cushion.
Ooh.
And then the whole room stood up. Everybody stood up. I got a standing ovation. And then the judges all stood up.
Oh.
And then everyone's like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And I was like, oh no, I still have 6 more minutes. I was like, so I had to put my hand up and go, okay, sit down. Thank you so much. And then I started to do the rest of my set.
Wow.
So one of the judges was one of the judges for NBC's competition for Stand Up for Diversity. So in the first round, he was like, okay, you don't have to go to because they used to do this huge open call.
Yeah.
Like 100-something comics would show up. And I'd done it before, but I didn't get to the callback round. He said after my first set, he was like, you're going into the callback round. So that was from the first night. And then the last night, one of the judges was Reg Tigerman, who is a manager. And so after the after party, he came up to me. He's like, I want to sign you.
Oh.
And then one of the other judges was Jeff Singer, who used to book JFL's New Faces for Just for Laughs in Montreal. And so from that festival, I also got New Faces.
Wow.
So just from all these judges that happened to be there.
So you happened to be in the right room with the right people, and you took your shot, to quote Hamilton. You took your shot.
I took my shot, and I literally was like, I wasn't thinking about who these judges were, all of this.
Because you were there to perform.
I'm there to perform.
And
if
you
you
did
like
it.
it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. But I'm just like, they're like, oh my God, there's managers here from such and such and such and such. I'm like, I can't change my set because I want them to, because I'm trying to impress them. If they like me, they like me.
Right.
If you sit up and try to change what you're doing based on who's in the room, then you're never gonna be yourself.
That's right. Up next, how Dulce's wildest dreams came true when she landed a gig as a correspondent for Comedy Central. Don't go away. Oh my God. We are back with the first ever Tamron's Golden Comedy Hour, and we're celebrating my birthday with lots of laughter. I'm here with Stop Making Me Laugh over there. Stand-up comedian and actress Dulce Sloan. Before the break, talking about your big break. So when you decided, okay, this is my thing, did you look at other female comics and say, you know what, I like her style? Not that you copied anyone, but who inspired you?
I feel like the first stand-up comic I ever saw in my life was Margaret Cho.
Oh yeah, Margaret.
So the first comic I ever saw was a woman.
Yeah.
And was a woman of color.
Yeah.
And it wasn't that it was just a black, it was an Asian American woman. It was a Korean American woman. And we didn't even see, because I remember her show American Girl.
Yeah.
And it's like we don't even get to see a lot of women of color, especially Asian American women, on television anyway.
Yeah.
So the fact that I saw her special and I saw her on that big stage in San Francisco, because I didn't even know what it was. I had to be like a little girl.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait, what is this thing? And I was like, oh, okay.
This is what I want to do.
That sounds like a lot. So I just knew I wanted to perform.
Yeah.
So when people ask me about, like, you know, being a comic and being an actor, that's not different things for me.
Yeah.
The goal of my life was always to make a living as a performer.
Yeah.
And that's all this is.
So, okay, so you saw being a performer, but then you end up with Trevor Noah in a type of performance and a type of show that I'm sure wasn't on your radar. Look how, that's so cute. I mean, because it's one thing to be an actress, one thing to do stand-up, but now you're on this daily show, this world, which is political, it's relationship, it's everything. What was that like jumping in?
Well, one, I never know what's going on. Fun fact about me. And that's in general. I didn't know I was going to be here till yesterday. So if you want to just have your life, just never know what's happening and have a team of people that go here. And I'm like, oh.
So you didn't know what you were getting into?
No, and what was so crazy is that, so for the audition process, I had to write my own pieces. Because I'm not a writer on the show. None of the correspondents are writers for the show.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's hard. No, thank you. And I also didn't want to move to New York.
They say if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere.
Because you're fighting for your life, Cameron.
But now you're here in the big times. You're on the show. You got the podcast. Thank you so much for celebrating my birthday with me. You can watch Dulce on The Daily Show with Trevor Noah on Comedy Central and listen to her weekly podcast, Hold Up with Dulce Sloan and Johnson, wherever you get your podcast. And check out Dulce in person, where she'll be performing at the Hideout in Chicago, September